I grab my bag out of my locker before closing it. Hurry up. We need to go. Jake snaps from the back exit. I'm coming, I say as I sling my bag over my left shoulder and run to the exit and out into the alley. This is insane, Kristin says, looking out onto the sidewalk. The sidewalk was crowded with humans and demons rushing to get home, while the guards in the area had multiplied by the dozen. I have never seen so many guards out in the streets before, let alone in this part of town in general. There may be a handful of guards on each street, but not this many. I bite my bottom lip nervously as Jake brings me out of my thoughts. You two should head home as fast as possible. Don't stop to shop or grab food, just head home. I'll see you girls tomorrow, Jake says as he walks out of the alley and onto the sidewalk. He's right, with all these guards around, there must be something wrong. Maybe I should walk you home, Kristin says as I shake my head. No, I live on the other side of town. You wouldn't be able to walk yourself home if you did that. You might be a fire demon, Kristin, but you can still get hurt or even die. Kristin sighs. Yeah, I know, but I just want you to be safe. I'll call you when I get home. Okay, now let's get going, I tell her as we walk out of the alley together before going our separate ways. I have been walking for the past hour and still have 2 more blocks before I make it to my apartment. As I walk, I can feel the hairs on the back of my neck stand. There's an eerie feeling in the air as I pass a couple of people rushing to their homes, while the guards seem to be looking for something or someone. As going around the corner, I can hear a loud roar that shakes the ground and the surrounding buildings. The ground continues to shake as the roars get louder and closer. I should probably find somewhere to hide. Kristin once told me it was best to hide in an area that hides my scent from other demons in case of emergency. I look around quickly before my eyes land on a dumpster. Seriously? It has to be a dumpster, but this is an emergency and this demon sounds huge. I run across the street and climb into the dumpster next to an apartment building. The smell burns my nose and makes my eyes water. I put my hand over my mouth to keep from throwing up. I slowly lift the dumpster lid to get some fresh air, only to regret it as I cover my mouth to keep from screaming. In front of me was a giant red ogre demon with 2 long black horns on his head and long black sharp claws on his huge hands. It lets out a roar and scraps its claws across the ground. Pulling up clumps of concrete and dirt, it throws the clumps of concrete toward the guards running towards it with their weapons in hand. I watch as a few guards get taken out by the huge clumps of concrete, while a few of them manage to dodge the clumps. One of the guards manages to slice off the ogre's right hand, only to get crushed into the ground by the ogre's left hand where a puddle of blood starts to form underneath. I put my hand over my mouth to keep from screaming as the ogre lifts its left hand, revealing the now crushed, bloody, lifeless guard. The ogre smirks, showing its sharp yellow fangs as its right hand regenerates and slices through the remaining guards like it was cutting through paper. I can smell a human, the ogre says in a rough, deep tone that sends a shiver up my spine. Shit. I hope it's not me. I don't want to die smelling like a skunk or be eaten by a big, ugly ogre. There you are, the ogre says as it picks up a human woman hiding behind a tree. Her screams fill the air, only to fall silent as the ogre rips her head off. He tilts his head back as he holds the lifeless body upside down so that the blood can run down his throat. Once he is done drinking the blood, he tosses the headless body onto the ground and everything begins to shake as the ogre starts to walk away. I let out a sigh of relief as the ogre leaves the area. I stayed seated in the dumpster for a good 20 minutes before climbing out, only to slip on something on the ground and fall flat on my ass. I cover my mouth to muffle my scream. What the fuck? I slipped on that woman's head. I can feel the vial rise up in my throat as I scramble to stand up and throw up on the other side of the dumpster. My legs shake as I take a small step and peek around the corner. Holy shit. 2 more ogres are roaming around town. Judging by all the smoke, it seems the guards are doing their best to fight them. I have 2 more blocks until I reach my apartment building, but I must be careful. Ogres have perfect hearing, and their sense of smell is also sharp. After giving myself a pep talk, I make a run for it and keep track of all 3 ogres to make sure they aren't anywhere near me. After all, they are huge, so it's easy to keep track of them. I unlock my front door and step inside. I sigh in relief as I shut the door behind me and lean against it before sliding into the floor. I hope Kristin and Jake both manage to make it home safely. I jump and put my hand on my chest as I hear my cell phone start to ring. I'm kind of happy no one called me while I was out in the streets, or I probably would have been demon food. I dig in my bag for a few moments before pulling my cell phone out and seeing Kristin's name flash across the screen. I hit the accept button and put the phone to my ear. I just got home. I tell her. Thank God. I knew you lived pretty far away. So, I knew to give you time. Especially if you had to hide. Yeah, I had to hide in a dumpster. It's a good thing you told me about hiding my scent. It worked like a charm. I say as I stand up and toss my bag on the couch. I'm just happy you were listening when I told you. I listen when you tell me stuff. I might not always acknowledge it. I am going to get in the shower. I smell like a skunk. I say as I can hear Kristin laugh. Okay, get cleaned up and turn on your TV. The news is keeping us up to date on the ogres. So far they managed to kill one of the ogres. Okay, turning on the TV now. Turning on the TV, I watch as an ogre is cut into pieces by a bright light. What the hell was that? I yelled into the phone. Did you see what I just saw? Yes. It must be Damian or someone who works for him. After all, Damian may be the strongest, but the men that work for him are just as strong. She says as I hear her pop open a can of what I assume is beer. Yeah, that is true. Walking into the bathroom and turning on the faucet to the bathtub, I said, I will talk to you tomorrow. After today, I just want to shower and drink some wine the rest of the night. I don't blame you, I already started drinking. We both had a close call today. I will see you tomorrow, Kristin says before hanging up. I strip out of my clothes and climb into the tub. I pull the rod on the faucet and sigh in relief as the hot water runs down my back. After washing up, I step out of the tub and wrap a towel around my body. Walking out of the bathroom, I head to my bedroom and put on a black tank top and a pair of pink pajama shorts. Man, I am exhausted. Forget about drinking wine. I'm just going to bed. I yawn as I lay on the center of my bed before welcoming the darkness as I fall asleep. Please download Novels Ago and search the code in the upper left corner to continue reading.